Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Kentucky Downs here on Monday. It is the 7th of September 2020. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Kentucky Downs, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me Saturday for my St. Ledger preview from Doncaster. But it's opening day from Kentucky Downs, all turf, and it's full fields and it's all turf. Who doesn't like handicapping turf races? I love it. So we're going to look at the stakes races here on opening day, races 8, 9, 10, and 11. So basically, the late pick 4, which has a 14% takeout rate, so it's quite good. So hopefully you play it. But let's get to the stakes action. The 8th race from Kentucky Downs, it's the Mint Juvenile Fillies. It's going for a purse $500,000. Races for 2-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 14 entered, but only a dozen could go to the turf course. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, with the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Kentucky Downs kind of kidney-shaped turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here. And show the diagram. Just gives me a second to look down my notes. Just bear with me. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 5-4's Beautiful Star. We'll go 5-4-6-8 in the superfecta. 5-4-6-8 super. Top selection of 5-4's Beautiful Star. 2-year-old filly by Tisnow. Brad Cox trains. Sean Bridge-Mahan gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 26 July at Ellis Park. 1 mile in the main special weight, 37,000. And the horse won by 2 1/4 lengths there, and basically did everything on the front end and more. Sat on the front end, quickened up nicely. 138 and 4, 58 Beyer. It was a very respectable race. Coming back here, it looks like it will be the main speed. The speed last season really held up a lot, and hopefully that goes into the season again. I think he's sitting on a very good race. His debut at Ellis wasn't so good. 1 mile main special weight, 37,000, July the 5th. He finished 4th by 6 1/4 lengths, and he didn't break all that well, and he was behind the A-ball most of the race. He never really showed a lot, but he really improved with the next race. He's been training well at Ellis since the last race. At 6-1, we'll give him a shot, along with the 4-horse Sunshine City, 2-year-old filly by Creative Cause. Wesley Ward trains this one. Javier Castellano gets the mount. Most recently at Colonial on the 2nd of August, 5.5 on the outer turf course in the Lowndes race. He won by 1 3/4 lengths. He stalked, he got the lead, and then he was just much the best. A very good run. He had Lasix last time out. Today's no Lasix, so hopefully that doesn't do anything bad. But before that, at Ascot in the Windsor Castle, he finished 9th by 5 1/4 lengths there, and he really just never quickened up. The ground was quite soft, which maybe wasn't to his liking, but before that he broke the debut at Gulfstream very easily, going 4.5 on the dirt. Training nicely. Should definitely get the mile trip at 15-1. Another very likely winner. So to recap my selection for the 8th from Kentucky Downs, it's the Mint Juvenile Fillies. Let's take the 5-horse Beautiful Star. Also give kudos to the 4-horse Sunshine City. We'll go 5-4-6-8 in the superfecta, 5-4-6 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 9th race now, which is the One Dreamer Stakes. Purse $300,000 race for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 16 horses entered, but only 12 again could go to the turf course. A distance of ground here of 1 mile and 70 yards. 1 mile, 70 yards. And my top selection here, hopefully the horse enters, because I'm going to give you an also eligible. Something I've noticed about Kentucky Downs, the also eligibles are most likely to enter sometimes because of there's always a lot of scratches here. So hopefully my top selection will enter. The 14-horse Tap It Today. We'll go 14-4-7-10 in the superfecta. 14-4-7-10 super. Top selection 14-horse Tap It Today. 5-year-old mare by Tap It. Chad Brown trains. Javier Castellano gets the mount. Most recently in the Grade 3 matchmaker, Monmouth, 8th, July the 18th. First off the refreshing. He finished 4th by 1 3/4 lengths there, and he kind of stalked, had a lead for a split portion, but he just couldn't quicken up late. First off the bench, he needed the race. Coming here second, has the speed to win here. I'm going to give him another shot. 2 back in the Shawnee River at Gulfstream, 8th, February the 8th. He finished 3rd by 4.5 lengths there, and again, he stalked but never got a good turn of foot. The winner, Starship Jubilee, is having an incredible season and just took off clear and won next start out, but this horse just wasn't getting to them. And then before that, Ops 32 at Tampa, 16th, December the 28th. The horse won by 3.5, facing lesser quality horses off the year bench. Stalked, got the lead, and quickened up nicely. Very easy race. Before that, then he wasn't seen for almost a year and a half. August of 2018 was the previous race, Saratoga Mountain on the inner turf course in the risk averse, and the horse finished 2nd by 1 1/4 lengths there and was a little bit wide, closed up well. I didn't think it was a half bad race. Training well at 7-2, very likely winner, along with the 4-horse here, Delica for Al Stahl. Facing some very tough horses in the in New York and in the Midwest most recently, stretching out to a mile. Should get a good trip here at 5-1. Watch out for this horse here, and also watch out for the 7-horse Medita for Arnold Delacour. Another horse, is running in these allowance races here in New York, and has been running decently in those races. 15-1, definitely use him on the multis, but to recount my selection for the ninth from Kentucky Downs, it's the one Dreamer. Let's take as a top selection the 14-horse Tap It Today. Also give kudos to the 4-horse Delica, and the 7-horse Medita will go 14-4. 7-10 in the superfecta, 14-4-7 in the multi-race. The 10th race now from Kentucky Downs. It is the More Than Ready Juvenile. It's going for a purse $500,000 race for 2-year-olds here. Field of 10 horses heading to the turf course. Again, the distance of ground of 1,600 meters with a mile trip on the turf course. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 9 horse. The 9 horse who is Pivotal Mission will go 9-6-8-4 in the superfecta, 9-6-8-4 super. Top selection 9 horse Pivotal Mission. 2-year-old Colt by Noble Mission. Grand Motion trains. John Velazquez gets the mount. The horse's most recent out came the 8th of August, Saratoga, mile 16th in main special weight, 72,000. And he finished third by 3/4 length there. And he basically stalked all the way around the race course. Couldn't get out late. He ran a good race. Hopefully with a better trip here today, sitting a little bit closer, I think he could really go up a lot. 2 back at Saratoga, July 18th and mile 16th on the Mellon, main special weight, 72,000. He finished 6th by 3 1/4 lengths there, and he was drawn stupidly wide. It was wide throughout, and he just really couldn't quicken up. He needed the race for experience. He really improved with the next race, even though he couldn't get out late. He's been training well. 9-2. I'm going to give him a shot here, along with the number, Along with the number 6 horse, Gypsy King. This Turo Colt by Summerfront. Wesley Ward trains this one. This horse has started 3 times, and with every race, this horse has been getting better. His most recent race of 5.5 at Ellis in the main special weight, he won by 3 3/4 lengths, and he could have won around another 5 times and won that easily. A very good race there. And then before that, at Keeneland on very soft ground, which I don't think he liked, going 5.5, finished 6 by 4.5 lengths there. He was drawn very wide, and also was drifting. He just wasn't liking any bit of the ground. With firmer ground to a mile trip here today at 8-1, use them on your tickets. I know I will. So to recount my selection for the 10th from Kentucky Downs, it's the More Than Ready Juvenile. Let's take as a top selection the 9 horse Pivotal Mission. Also give kudos to the 6 horse Gypsy King. We'll go 9-6-8-4 in the superfecta, 9-6 in the multi-race. The 11th race now from Kentucky Downs. It is the featured Tourist Mile. It's going for a purse $750,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of a dozen horses heading again to the turf course. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, or the mile trip on the turf course. 1,600 meters, a mile here in the listed Tourist Mile. My top selection in this very wide open race, I'm going to take the 4-horse Neptune Storm. We'll go 4-3-7-2 in the superfecta, 4-3-7-2 super. Top selection of 4-horse Neptune Storm. This 4-year-old gelded by Stormy Atlantic. Richard Baltus trains. Ricardo Santana Jr. gets the mount 8-1 here. His most recent out came 26 July, Del Mar, mile 8th in the grade 2 Eddie Reed Stakes, and he finished third by length. He set the pace most of the race. He got caught by United. United's a great horse. Probably he's going to go on to win the Breeders' Cup turf, I think, this year, because he's that good. He set the pace most race. Kind of got caught by United, who's a good horse, but he ran his heart out there. 2 back in the San Fran Mile at Golden Gate, 1 mile June the 14th. He won by head, and he stalked. He was drawn very wide, but he fought a good gritty performance to the wire. He got the victory at 97 bar. That was a very respectable race. And then before then, the Shoemaker Mile at Santa Anita, 1 mile. He finished 7 by 5 1/4 lengths there, and he was drawn stupid wide. He dueled with him early on, had a lead, but then Raging Bull next year got to him. But he showed some heart that day against some very tough milers. You just go look at the horses out of that race who went on to win their next races and what they did in their next races. That was a great race there for it being Santa Anita in recent times. And then before that, the Mathis Brothers Mile at Santa Anita last season over the mile trip, he finished third by 2 3/4 lengths, and he just, he had the lead, but then Mo Forza got to him. He kept losing Mo Forza last season in the, starting with the Mathis Brothers Mile, Hollywood Derby, Twilight Derby, he just kept losing them. But, if you look at some of those races when he wasn't facing him, he was running these good numbers. 8-1, I think he's a very likely winner. Another horse we're going to use here on the multis will be the 3-horse Rates AP at 30-1. He's run, since they've taken the horse to Kentucky, he's been running these decent races as of recently. He'll probably get a good trip on the inside, and at 30-1, definitely use him on the multi-race here. And I also think the 7-horse Next Shares, a horse who had a horrible trip in the Maker's Mark mile most recently, he should get a good trip on this turf course. He won over this turf course a few years ago. At 8-1, definitely use him. But to recount my selection for the 11th from Kentucky Downs, it's the featured Tourist Mile. Let's use the 4-horse Neptune Storm as a top selection. Also give kudos to the 3-horse Ritzy AP and the 7-horse Next Shares. We'll go 4-3-7-2 in the superfecta, 4 1.37 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.